Osher Günsberg is one of the most recognisable faces in Australian media from his early days at Channel V to hosting multiple reality shows.
But it's his work behind the microphone that's making waves as he dives into topics of the heart and mind in his long-running podcast, Better Than Yesterday. And Osher is here with us this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good morning.
So you launched this podcast, 13 years ago?
Yes.
How has it evolved?
Well, now I don't have to tell people...
podcast now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now I don't have to tell people what a podcast is.
You are ahead of the game, my friend.
You're like the Mark Maron of Australia, I've been describing.
Well, I've been living in Los Angeles and I came back here to shoot the first season of The Bachelor, and I saw that, like, oh, no one is really doing this. I think me and Will and Charlie.
Yeah.
And maybe Little Dum Dum. That was maybe. I remember sitting there, I interviewed Mia Friedman one day, and in that time, in the first year, she goes, "So what is this?" "It's a podcast." "Oh, can you sell ads on it?" "Yes, Mia, you can."
Next
listening.
Next minute.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's a show I started because at the time I was struggling quite a bit with my mental health at the time, and I wasn't hearing the kind of conversations that I needed to hear, because you can't be what you can't see, Belinda.
Yes.
And if you don't know that other people, every problem you or I or anybody watching is facing right now has already been faced by another person. But our brains do this trick of, like, this is only happening to me and it's going to happen for the rest of my life. So therefore my decisions get quite limited, and that's not true. So I started having these conversations with people who had been through what I'd been through and were where I wanted to be, and that has expanded out now to, like, things like parenting and careers and athletics and cooking and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And you self-produced this, right?
For the first part, I did all by myself.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then it was. I had a whole team of people for a while there, but now I've just moved over to the guys at Nova Podcast.
They're great, aren't they?
They're a tight ship. They're a great team, and it's really fantastic. Yeah.
And you've had some big names and some great guests who often really, open up.
Yeah,
What's the secret?
That's the thing. I invite people into they come to my house, all right, and there's a different conversation that you or I would have were we not on this couch in this studio with Mac NW25 on my face. We would be talking about difficult stuff and my fake hip and my contact lens and all kinds of stuff. So when people are in my home, it's a different scenario, and they meet the dogs and they meet my kids and whatever, and then we have a bit of a yarn. I get to speak to some of the biggest names and biggest brains on the planet, which is amazing.
Some of your favourites?
Oh, well, you can't ask me that.
True.
I think, Jelena Dokic was incredible.
Oh, Jelena's story is amazing.
Her story, the way that she tells it, is magnificent. I was very fortunate to have... so you just had Stan Walker on the show. Wes Carr is my guest on today's show.
I love Wes.
And he tells a story about he moved his family back from Nashville, all right? He'd moved over there, he was doing great, he's making music in the country music capital of the world. And, our kids go to school and, like, by the way, there's going to be a fire drill today. Like, over there, it's like, by the way, there's going to be an active shooter drill today.
Yeah,
and then him and his wife were like, there's a place with free healthcare and no guns.
Yeah.
Let's go back there.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he tells this whole story about one of the things he's doing now. He doesn't need the money, but he's taken up landscaping. Like, he's working with a dude as a landscaper to feed the creativity for his songwriting. And it's so brilliant to speak with him. And then I think next week after, we've got Ben Crow coming in, who took Richmond from nothing, 37 years of nothing, to 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's amazing, sort of my coach too.
I'm very selfish, to be honest. I'm like, guys, I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing. Often I found over, 13, 14 years of doing this show, I've changed because I've learnt so much just from our guests.
Yeah.
So what is the thing that's changed you the most doing this podcast?
But it's what makes you good at what you do, because you're naturally curious, and you are curious, and people watching and listening understand that. People don't know. You have the questions you're asking me written on a screen over there, but you're actually curious about the answer.
I just ignored that question and made up my own.
You did. Well done, David.
Logies don't win themselves, but that's what makes you great. And I think if there's one thing I get to keep the blade sharp. I've always enjoyed interviewing. I've always enjoyed connecting with people.
But what's changed? Something that you went like, I'm changing something because of this.
I think the being reminded of the message of consistency, I think, is truly it. I'm writing another book. A third book is based on the podcast, so I'm going back through a bunch of previous episodes because the same lessons keep coming up.
Right.
No matter who I'm speaking to, whether they be an athlete, Olympian, actor, VC, billionaire, the same things keep coming up. There's no secret sauce. It's like, no, just do these things and life is actually pretty good. And having those different voices say that, but one of them is definitely consistency and being willing to be with discomfort. And that the only way to be, to grow is to be with discomfort. And if we turn away from discomfort, our life just gets very, very small. And I think those things, it's good to be reminded of those things all the time.
Some great takeaways. Well, you can do it all. Thank you so much for being here.
I don't know. I mean,
Can you?
hosting a Winter Olympics coverage hasn't been something I've tried yet, but I'm around, Adrian.
You're available. He's available, and there's only a couple of days to go. Check out
I could get there.
The next 4 years.
Check out the Better Than Yesterday podcast with Osher Günsberg now on the Nova Player. It's a great place to be. What a stunning shot.
Look at that. Well, you know, I'm 52 and Photoshop.
You're better than yesterday.
Good to see you,
Thank you
legend.
so much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks
so
Osher.
much.